4 bank robbers sprint to their getaway car, and the driver swaps the plates in seconds. But once they re-all inside, he refuses to drive, saying he only agreed to carry 3 people, max weight 254 kilos. Now there is a 4th guy, putting them 80 kilos over, which will ruin the car's power and handling. If the cops chase them, nobody's getting away. Police sirens close and fast, so the crew leader pulls his gun and shoots the mouthy guy dead on the spot. Now they're back to 3 people, so the driver punches in his custom start code. The modified BMW 735 roars to life with brutal acceleration. A ton of police cruisers swarm in from every direction. This high-speed chase through the streets is about to explode, and this car is not CGI. It hits 60 in 6.9 seconds, and the driver is played by Jason Statham himself. This movie launched him straight into Hollywood as the suit-and-tie action icon we know today. As the underworld's most wanted courier, Frank stays ice-cold under pressure. He knows every alley and corner in Marseille like it is his own living room. He whips through narrow streets, cutting lanes, weaving through traffic, even driving the wrong way. In minutes, he shakes the first wave of cops, but then an off-duty officer happens to drive by. This cop's got serious driving skills and locks onto Frank's bumper, the 2 cars racing side by side. Frank finally loses the off-duty cop, but gets forced into a dead-end alley. Everyone thinks he is caught, but Frank spots a car carrier passing under the bridge, shifts into neutral. He revs the engine hard, tires screaming smoke, calculating the exact second the truck will pass underneath. Then he dumps the brake, and the BMW launches off the bridge like a missile. Cops catch up fast, so Frank grabs the robber's gun and shoots the lock off one of the carrier's cars. Several cars slide off the truck and crash onto the road, blocking the police completely. He reverses off the carrier, drifts into another street 1 second before the next truck rolls through, totally clean. He drops the robbers at the agreed spot, and when they pay him, they slip in extra cash for another ride. But Frank sticks to the deal, hands back every extra dollar, swaps his plates, and drives off quietly. What he doesn't know is that without his protection, all 3 robbers get arrested the moment they leave. The police use the robber's description to trace Frank's BMW, and soon a veteran detective named Tarconi shows up. He circles Frank's car, inspecting every inch, but he can't find a single trace of evidence. Frank had already scrubbed the car spotless, not a speck of dust or a tire mark left behind. After dodging the investigation, Frank picks up a new job right away. Transport a sealed package 1.5 meters long, 0.5 meter wide, 50 kilos, clear address, good money. Halfway there, he gets a flat tire, and when he opens the trunk to grab the spare, the sealed package is moving, and his instinct tells him there is a person inside. He keeps driving, but he can't shake the feeling, so he stops at a convenience store for a drink. In the end, he breaks his own iron rule, drives to an empty field, and cuts the package open. Inside is a young Asian woman, bound and gagged. She sees the knife in his hand and screams in terror, but Frank doesn't hurt her. He just carefully cuts the tape. He puts a straw in her mouth and gives her water. Her name is Lai, played by Shu Qi. He gives her 1 minute, but when the minute's up, the rope is empty. This fragile-looking girl actually dared to run in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful women really are the best liars. Frank uses his special forces tracking skills and catches her in minutes. He delivers the package on time to the client, a man named Wall Street, who immediately sees it was opened. But Wall Street doesn't call him out. Instead, he hands Frank another package and tells him to deliver it too. Frank takes the job without thinking twice, but he has no idea this is a trap meant to kill him. Halfway through the route, Frank stops at a store to rest. He feels something off about a car outside but can't place it. He buys 2 cans of Coke, and the second he turns toward his car, his BMW explodes in a massive fireball. The 2 cops hiding in the trunk are vaporized instantly. Turns out the briefcase Wall Street gave him was a bomb, a clear setup to silence him forever. Wall Street planned to pin everything on Frank, and now Frank is done playing by the rules. Frank goes back alone and storms Wall Street's gang headquarters, ready for war. In minutes, he clears the gang's hideout, but Voss and the girl are gone. He takes a Mercedes from the garage and finds her hiding in the back. Frank's furious, drags her out and dumps her on the roadside. But after driving ahead, he backs up and picks her up again, hating the lie but unable to abandon her. Kindness is his weakness. He brings her home, cooks instant noodles, and tells her to leave after eating. That sense of safety breaks her guard. Next morning, she makes breakfast, but the moment they finish, Officer Coney shows up with a scorched license plate, accusing Frank of lying. He says the plate was found at the explosion site. Frank insists someone stole his car while he bought water. The girl steps up and lies, saying she drove Frank home that day. To sell the story to the cop, she even claims they're dating. A missile punches through Frank's roof. Bullets rain down like a storm. The gang wants them both dead. Frank grabs the girl and they jump into the ocean. After they escape, she finally tells the truth. Voss runs an international trafficking ring. A cargo ship is holding over 400 kidnapped people, including her family. Once the ship docks, everyone will be sold worldwide. She approached Frank to use him from the start. She wanted his help to destroy the network, but seeing her desperation, thinking of 400 lives at stake, Frank goes soft again and commits to seeing it through. They break into Voss's office to find the ship's records, and an even darker truth surfaces. Her own father is the head of the trafficking ring, partnered with Voss in this brutal business. To stop his daughter from interfering, he handed her over to Voss-like cargo and let him lock her up. Her own father sold her out for profit and trafficked his own people. He frames Frank as the kidnapper and hands him over to Officer Coney when he arrives. No one knows Coney and Frank are old friends. He knows Frank's character well, but he can't blow his cover in front of everyone, so he plays along and takes Frank to the station. At the station, Frank tells him everything. The crew works for a smuggling syndicate. Right now, 400 people are being moved to the port, and if they don't act fast, late at night, the docks are pitch black. Hundreds of shipping containers stacked everywhere. 400 people are locked inside one of them, their fate unknown. Frank presses a stethoscope to each container, listening for movement, a special forces trick. It is the only way to find the hostages. While he is searching, Voss's men appear. Frank takes them down barehanded. The gunfire alerts Voss, who jumps in and knocks Frank's gun away. Voss wants to move the hostages fast, so he sends a squad to surround Frank. A brutal fight breaks out. Frank climbs onto a container roof and sees Voss driving off with the girl. He chases them on foot and leaps onto the moving car. Crossing a bridge, he loses his grip and falls, landing perfectly on a passing bus. Frank's cornered on the bus. Dozens of thugs swarm him, but he fights them all off with brutal precision. He takes down several and is about to escape when a massive hit from behind drops him. The guy is 6'7", built like a tank and crushingly strong. At first, Frank can't get the upper hand, but he stays calm, reads the pattern, and finds the opening. After a few sharp counters, the brute starts hesitating, and Frank presses the advantage. Backed into a corner, Frank kicks over a barrel of motor oil. This slippery fight scene was Yuan Wu Ping's genius. One wrong step and you're down. This shot took 17 takes to nail. Oil floods the floor. The thugs slip and crash. Frank pours the rest of the oil on himself, making his whole body slick. Nobody can grab him. He straps bike pedals to his feet like skates and glides through the oil. He drops every thug left standing, moves smooth as silk. With the thugs down, Frank grabs an old beater car and chases Voss's truck. The engine starts smoking. He looks up and sees a hang glider passing overhead. He runs over, hijacks it mid-flight, and chases the truck from the air. Frank jumps from the glider at the perfect moment, his parachute blocking the cars behind. The two cars collide and explode while he lands clean on top of the truck, smashes the window and kicks the driver out. But Frank loses focus for 1 second, and Voss is already behind him. A shard of glass instantly drags Voss under the wheels and kills him on the spot. Frank stops the truck and thinks it is over, but then the girl's father climbs into the cab. He is still trying to fight back. The girl chooses justice over blood and shoots her own father dead, ending his crimes with one bullet. Soon Connie arrives at the dock with a full police force and rescues hundreds of kidnapped victims. The entire human trafficking ring is completely destroyed. Frank's courage and decency just saved over 400 lives.